guys, this is Joey Young coming at you with a how-to video today. Today I'm going to show you guys how to set up your Coralife Turbo Twist UV sterilizer. Alright, so when you open up the package, this is all the material that you get except for this. This is for example. Here's everything that's in the box, the instructions as well. The instructions is actually pretty good. There's just a couple of things that I'll just kind of go over to show you guys real quick. Alright, so the first thing you want to determine is how you want to mount the UV sterilizer. The real good thing about this sterilizer versus some of the other ones, they give you a lot of options in how you mount it. You can mount it on the floor or even on the tank. You can kind of let it free float, you know, kind of sit there and mount it to the wall or something like that. I'm going to kind of go through those different options and how you can set that up. And how you actually will install, you know, your UV sterilizer bulb into the actual unit. Alright, so the first step is to put in the light bulb into your UV sterilizer. If you look here, there's only one screw. If you flip around the back, there's no other screw. So this is the screw that you want to remove. So first, go ahead and unscrew that. Alright, so once you have the screw unscrewed, you can just pull it down. It just has a small clip right here that you can just slide in and out. That locks it into place. Once you have that, it will have the instructions here, close, open. So if you want open, you want to twist it the other way like that. To close it, you just lock it back into place, and you can hear a click, but we're opening it, so let's go ahead and open that. In here, you can see that is a clear piece of glass, so you gotta be careful there. You don't want to break that. And then on here, this piece here is the O-ring, so you gotta make sure that that's in place when you put it back in place. Alright, so the next step is to remove the case here so that you can actually insert the bulb into the housing here. So it's actually in the bottom here, so there is a little thing that you can sit here and twist. It takes a little bit of effort, so just be patient there. You can unscrew this completely. And on here is where you're going to insert your bulb, and you're going to put it right through there. So you're going to put this aside, and then getting your bulb, you got to be careful. A lot of like the bulbs, you don't want to touch the actual glass here with your oils. So what I have in place here is a towel. Just any towel will work. Kind of wipe it off to make sure there's no dust. Grab that piece there, like so, and you're going to install it in. There is no direction to this, so you can put it in any direction. And you should click like that, and it's one solid piece like so. You're going to take your housing that you had, carefully put it back in. Make sure you don't do it too fast because you can hit against the glass and actually break it. Go ahead and screw this back in. Make sure it's tight, because if you don't have it tight, water can definitely leak out of that. So now that's back in place. And then you can basically lock this back in place. So I'm going to leave this open right now because I'm going to show you guys different setups that you can do for this. Alright, so what's one really cool thing about this is the orientation of where your in and out comes out of. So normally it's set up like this. This is where your return pump comes in here, and it comes out in this direction. So you can set it up like this. You can set up like this, or even like this. So that's the cool thing about this. You can change the orientation of this. A lot of the other UV sterilizers out there, it's pretty set in terms of where it sits, and this one you can kind of change it to the way how your tanks is set up. So I'm going to go through the different motions here and show you guys different setups real quick. Install it back in like that, lock it so it's closed, and then you're going to push this back in here and screw this down. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to mount this on the floor. So it comes with two suction cup and brackets that holds the actual unit into place. So you're just going to put in the suction cup into here, like so, and the other one in here, like so. Okay? Alright. So, in the instructions, they tell you to basically, there's these little these grooves in each of the corners that you can kind of mount these brackets in. They tell you to just kind of put it in here and just kind of click it in place. I found that it's actually pretty hard to actually get the other side in here for example, you get one side in and it clicks in place, and the other one, it takes some effort, as you can see. Like I'm actually trying to push it in. So the best way I found is actually, if you look at the end here, you can just slide it into place. So if you look here and you want it sitting like this, you can just shimmy these two into place like so. And you can slide, as you can see, these brackets into place and it locks like so. You can do the same thing with the other one. And you can position this how you want it, and pretty much you have these suction cups and you can just mount it to the floor by pressing down like so. And then now you have a unit that's mounted to the floor, in, and then out. Out is always with the cord that sits out here like so. And then to determine if your UV sterilizer light is working, there is a little light that comes out of this end and also on the opposite end. So it doesn't matter how you mount this, where you place this, you can actually see it on both ends. Alright, so next I'm going to show you how to mount it onto the tank. So it comes with this piece of unit here that you can screw in and out here to adjust the size of your tank, and then this piece here. So you're going to take one of the floor mounts here and just remove the suction cup, right? You're going to take this end, and there's only one end to this in terms of how you can click this into place. If you look here, there's one that's open and there's one that's closed. So you can just insert this into place like so, like that, and that becomes a bracket that you can slide in the same way. They tell you in the instructions to do the same way to click it in, but it doesn't work. I'm going to tell you guys just to slide it in like so, like this, from the bottom. And then you're going to use the other one that's suction. You're going to place it down like that. Now what's going to happen is you're going to put this in the tank, you know, screw it down to the tank, and then this is going to press against the tank. And that's how it's going to hold it into place. And these here, you can change the orientation like I said before, so it doesn't matter how this is. The way I like to do it is I always like to have this pointed 90 towards, I guess, if you're looking into the sump or whatever, or wherever you're placing it, you can kind of run the hose down to here. Alright, and the final step is to basically hook it up with your hose. So I have an example cut hose here. So what's really cool about this unit is it comes with two different sizes that you can mount these hoses in. Again, normally when you get like some sort of UV sterilizer, it's kind of set to one barb fitting. This one has two different sizes. So the standard just open hose like this, it will fit a 16/22 millimeter hose. This is from Eheim. A lot of the standard tanks, they use this hose here anyways, and this will fit directly into here like so. Okay, so let's assume that you're using this hose for your fitting. If you are, you're going to take these two that comes in on the baggie, and you're going to basically screw that in, and then you're going to take your hose, you're going to put it in, and then you're going to lock it in place by just using the caps here and then screwing it in securely like so. Alright, so the last fitting is a smaller fitting. I don't have a small enough hose to try to test this out, but I believe this is the 12 and 16 millimeter hose fitting here, because if you look here, it actually will fit this barely, but I believe it's one size down. So this is for smaller hoses, and if you're going to use this, you want to remove the extra pieces that you were going to use for the big hose. There is a O-ring that you need to place into place in here on the bigger end, okay, like so. And what you're going to do is screw that into place here. And it's going to be a little bit tight because that O-ring is sealing any potential leaks that it can have. And then it's the same thing here. You have a little screw in the very top piece here that you can put the hose in, and you can screw into the same place, same as the big hose right there. Alright guys, so I hope that this helped you out a little bit in terms of how to install this. If you have any other questions, you can leave it in the comments below. But yeah, it's a pretty simple setup. I really like it because it has different options that you can set it up with, different sizing that you can also set up with, and the price is actually fairly cheap. If you guys are interested in buying one of these units, I will leave the link in the description below. It's going to be linked to Amazon, Amazon, I believe, has, you know, one of the better prices for this. I believe it comes out to be like 88 bucks or like under $90 shipped. So it's a very good product for a very good price. There's different sizing. This is the smaller sizing, the 9 watt. As you get bigger, the outlet tubing is going to be a lot bigger, so just keep that in mind. Alright guys, peace!